Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizicle, where we do everything card making, and today is launch day, which I'm trying to do every second Friday of the month. So we will be doing that. I have a bunch planned out already, and I think next month I might have 2 launches, so we'll see. It's all going to be digital stamps and prints and stuff, so let's get on with the introductions. I came up with this cute little voodoo doll set. This is a character I designed about 10 years ago. And I will put up the original photo in the corner there. But her name is Wendy, and she is a voodoo doll girl. And I did make some improvements to her bow, her eyes, her stitching and whatnot. And then I also included a stitched heart, a regular heart in case you want to use it for something else, a little pin to put in the heart or wherever else. If you don't want to put the heart on there, you can just stick the pin wherever you want, or multiple pins. I included a button and a skull in case you want to make some kind of repeat background with those. I also included 4 sentiments. There's "You pierced my heart with your love twice." There's this one where I have the word "my" here, and then there's this one where I put it in a little heart in here instead, which is the one I'll be using for today. And I have your little curse and Happy Valentine's Day. So this set includes 10 PNGs, and then you'll get the 4 SVGs for these, so you can change the colors. I don't do that with these just because I don't want people to be able to mess around with images and stuff. But with the sentiments, I always like to be able to put them in the colors that I'm using for the project. So you can import SVGs into Canva and change the colors there. It does change the entire image. I'm not sure if there's a way to do it differently. You might have to put a few copies in, color them in different colorways, and then stack them somehow, if you can crop them. I have to play around with that on Canva, but I also found a free SVG editor online, which I'll link in the description down below, and you can change every little part on it. So I think I have this grouped as one, this grouped as one, this grouped as one, and then this, and then they're all grouped together. So you kind of have to ungroup them, work on the colors that you want for each section, and then you can do something like I did with this one. I did this one on Illustrator because it's easier for me, but I did play around with the program, and you can do this same thing with the SVG files with that program. And again, it's an online program that you use for free, and then you just re-download your image and print it out. So we're going to be doing that one today. I also did my own little voodoo doll girl. I added the stitched heart and the pin, and for some reason my computer thinks that the bow and her left arm are in a slightly off-white color, so it's printing a little bit of yellow in these areas, and no matter what I do, it's not doing anything. This one's fine actually, which is weird, but when I print her out, she printed with this, so I might have changed it after and fixed that because I printed this one after, so maybe it's fine now. And I'm going to color this with more alcohol markers anyway, but so we'll be using those 2 images for today. And I also did a paper pattern pack to coordinate, which is super exciting. This was so much fun to do. But again, they're 8.5 by 11s. I will give you PNGs, PDFs and JPEGs of them in case you're getting them printed elsewhere. I know some places prefer PDFs. I think Staples prefers PDFs. I had a customer over on my Etsy shop wanting to print my envelope cut files, the slimline ones, out for some projects she was working on, but she needed the PDF file, so I worked with her on that and got her those files. But yeah, so I came up with 6 new prints, and they're all in pinks and grays, and they coordinate. I use the same colors throughout. My printer's being a little bit of an annoying little thing. It just keeps shifting at the end for some reason. I have to mess around with that and see what it is. But I have this print called Buttons, and it's just like the buttons on her eyes that I changed into like a repeating row. And if you wanted to, you could cut out like sections of these and just use like just the pink if you want and put them across a card, or you could like individually cut out rows, and then maybe you wanted to alternate pink and gray instead, and so you can cut out all the pink and gray sections and then tape them together and make your own kind of repeat background, which is fun. And then I have a pink gingham, nothing special, but it again is the same pink as the rest of the set. I just wanted something plain and simple that you can use in a background and then kind of like layer on top of that, and I love a good gingham print. This is the Swiss Hearts, so I did heart repeat pattern in 2 different pinks. I used the middle pink and the darker pink, and then just created that cute little repeat. Again, just a nice simple background, and if it's too busy you can like always put vellum on top of it to calm it down a bit. This one's my favorite print. This one's called Notion Essentials. And you can rename your files anything you want after you download them. I just try to come up with fun names for them as much as possible. But I added like the buttons, I added cute little dots in here. There's pins in here, the stitched hearts, and I did a repeat for it on pink. I'm also going to include just the transparent PNG for the white print, because technically this is like a white print on top of a pink block, but that I've included a total in the pattern. But I also want to give you guys just the outline artwork so that you can add whatever color you want in the background, because I think this would be fun for Halloween cards as well. So maybe you want to do a purple background or an orange background or something, and the transparent one will work better with that, which is similar to what we did with one of the Santa prints. Oh yes, we did the same similar thing with the Sassy Santa paper pack, where I did the coal as like gray outlines, and then you can put whatever color background you wanted on those. So we'll do something similar to this. I'll include both the pink version as is, and then I'll include transparent PNG, so you can add whatever color you want in the background in whatever program you're using. So you'll get 7 files with this one instead of 6. And then this is the Happy Valentine's Day. I ended up taking the stitching heart out and putting a plain one in here because I thought it would be a little bit more generic for other sets that don't necessarily need to coordinate with this. And then if you wanted to, you can cut out like the little Happy Valentine's Day sentiment and put it on a card just as is, like a little tiny one, or you could cut it out with a heart beside it, or both the hearts, but the hearts will be plain. They will be stitched like this one. I just decided not to reprint it because it's a minor change and I don't want to waste this paper. This is the matte photo paper I got on Amazon, and I absolutely love how this prints. Like, look at this. The quality is good. It is so matte, and it's just so much better than the glossy ones I used for the last release. So I will be buying more of this likely, because I go through about maybe 10 to 12 sheets when I'm printing, so I like to print patterns out as I go to see if I like it and see if they go as the collection. I actually have a few off prints that maybe I'll show you after that didn't make the cut, but they might make it for a future one. But anyway, and then this, again, printers being a little annoying, but this is a like tonal skull print, which I thought would be cute to include, and then you could like toss her on as is. I did a bit of a thicker border on cut today. I did a 0.08 instead of a 0.04. I like the sticker look of that one. And then yeah, you can just do this as a card. Done. You know, let the pattern paper do the work. We like to do that here. But yeah, so those are the 6 prints, and we can just lay them out so you can see them as a set. So I tried to get a good mix of, you know, patterns that have white backgrounds, ones that are a little bit more colorful, mix them up. And then, you know, it all coordinates, all the colors are used. This gray was used in this print. the pinks were used in all the prints. The only thing I have that is black is this happy day on the Happy Valentine's Day, but it's very minimal and it helps it stand out because I don't think I would like it as much in the gray. So that's the paper pack that coordinates. And again, like these can be used with pretty much anything that you want to use it for, except for maybe like the Happy Valentine's Day is obviously for Valentine's Day, but again, this can be used for Halloween. This could also be used for Halloween or birthday. If you have ones that are like more of a sewing theme, kind of like maybe the Lawn Fawn embroidery hoop, where you embroider on little cutouts would be cute with this pin. For like a Mother's Day card, pink gingham goes with anything. We could do this for Easter, spring cards, birthday cards, whatever. Again, the hearts don't necessarily have to be for her Valentine's Day. This one, again, I will include the transparent PNG so you can make this into a Halloween version or Christmas or whatever. I don't know, maybe this would also coordinate with Creepy Christmas. But yeah, so that's the paper pack. And I'll link the matte photo paper down in the description below as well. I didn't link anything from my haul last week. Just if you wanted links, you can just message me for them. But it does print very nicely on my inkjet printer, and it doesn't like scratch as easily as the glossy photo paper that we were using for the Sassy Santa. So yeah, we will, I'm just gonna show you the other prints that I had on mine. So I have this one's a little stark. Maybe the pink and the gray would have been nice. Or the pink and a darker pink. I don't know. I wanted to do like a Harlequin kind of print, but I might save this for a Halloween pack. I also had this lined print with just like the stitching marks, but I don't absolutely love it. And then I was just kind of playing around with different ideas for the buttons. I had stripes. This was the darker pink for the gingham. I think I used the middle pink instead. And then I have this one where it's the white skulls on the gray background, which it was a little too stark for me. I mean, I'll probably use this just as a background for something else, but I thought the gray on gray looked nicer. It's a little bit more tonal, a little less in your face. And I think this was the first print and it's a bit smaller. I think I made it a little bit bigger in the finished one. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger. And the hearts are a little bit more defined on that one. So yeah, these are the ones that didn't, well, I guess this one kind of made the cut and so did this one, but not in this format. And again, like I'm gonna do this for another occasion and maybe do a bigger print instead of these little tiny ones. This one just didn't make the cut, same with that one. And then this one is just a darker pink, so I might just use that for another card, but I just, wanted to show you my process when I do things. So that's how we ended up with this pack instead. So those are my 2 new releases for this month, and I will make a card using the ones that I've cut out already. I think I'm going to use this pink background, do a full card front in that, cut this with, of course, my A2 deckled edge frames. It's a bit of a smaller one. I might put this on the inside of the card and just leave it like this at the front, just because it is a bigger sentiment. It takes up a lot of space. I don't really want to cover her, but we'll see. We'll figure that out as we go. So yeah, I will move over to voiceover while you watch me make a card, and she will make future appearances as well. I just decided to do one card today just to show you how you can use these products. So I will switch over to that and come back and talk through it. Okay, so voiceover Liz here. I just did like a quick and simple card for this one. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, just because I'm just kind of showing you ways to put this together, and I have more ideas to come in the future, but again, just want to do something quick and simple today. So I cut this Notions Essentials print down to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I used, I think it was the 3rd size down for the A2 deckled edge frames, and originally I was going to put in the center of card, but I felt like, that's kind of always, the go-to would be to like just center it in the card, if there's not room for the sentiment, we're just going to throw that on the inside. But I decided that I would center it at the top, cut off a bit to be flush with the edge of the card, and then kind of make a banner out of it, which was fun to do. It was just nice to do, you know, a little bit of a change from like the standard, because that's normally what I would do, would be to center the panel in the card. And I was trying to figure out ways to put the sentiment on here as well. I tried doing it like a little off-centered like this, but I feel like it did need to be centered. So that's why I kind of put it up to the top. The matte photo paper is so grippy though. I was trying to like slide the panel across it and it did not want to move. I didn't want to like start trying to dig at it with my nails because the photo paper will scratch. It's just not as easily scratchable as the glossy one we were using last time. But it will still scratch if you use anything like sharp on it. So I just had to like very carefully kind of like try to get it off and move it around. And I actually used liquid glue on that panel today and it turned out fine. I was a little worried that it might leave like marks on it, because I've done where you use like a thin patterned paper or just like papers that aren't meant to use glue on, and then you can kind of see the like squiggle of the glue through it, if that makes sense. Like you can kind of see the texture because like the paper's kind of bubbled up in those areas. So I'm glad it didn't do that. As long as you don't use too much glue, it should be okay. If you're more worried about it, then I would just stick with a double-sided tape glue. The only thing with those is I find that they do dry out over time, and if you have people who keep your cards for like years like my family does, then it's, you know, like I've seen cards in their keep boxes where I've had to like re-glue panels because the foam tape has dried out over the last couple of years, kind of thing. So I have been doing this for nearly 9 years now, which is crazy to think that I've been making cards for 9 years. And I think April is when I started. So in another couple months, so my birthday month actually, is when I started card making about 9 years ago, so 2017. So I anyway decided to put her in the top center. I'm just coloring her in similar colors to the card. Like her original character was like a brown burlap sack kind of thing, and then she had like red hair, black stripy bow, but I wanted to kind of keep this card in the pink and gray area, so I ended up coloring her hair pink. It was a little bit too bright. It didn't quite match, so I tried to tone it down with a gray, but I think because I used a cool gray, it has a little bit of blue to it, so it made it a little bit more on the purple side, but it's fine. It looks cute. You'll notice in the final photos too that I also added a little bit more contrast to it, a little bit more depth, and then also some white highlights, because I always forget to do that on the card. I'm just like, yep, card's done, and then I shut off my camera and then I look at it, I'm like, oh, this is missing something, and it's always white highlights that are missing, or like little glitter dots or something. Like I could have added those. I debated on doing it on the sentiment at the bottom, just kind of adding some glitter dots into the letters and the heart, and then maybe adding a few around her for like, you know, those glitter atmospheric dots that I like to do. But I decided to leave it as is. I think she's super cute. I love the way this turned out. Maybe would use different colors next time. And I did add a little bit of a stripe to her bow here, but it kind of gets washed out because I go over it with the pink again, but it's very subtle. It's just like a subtle stripy bow, especially because I did it in the pink and the gray, and it's not like black like it was before in her original design. But yeah, so I'm very excited for this new release. Everything will be available up on my Etsy shop as of posting this video. They're all digital downloads, so nothing gets sent to you. It's just you print it on your printer, or you can take it to a place like Staples or Walmart or wherever you can get your things printed locally, depending on what type of cardstock and papers you want. So yeah, so you'll just get the digital downloads and then you can play with them however you like. I will also do some more tutorial videos soon. I will do one for that SVG program once I play around with it for a little bit longer. And I will do more where I show you how I build my digital stamps into new images, because I usually do like, here's a base image, this is what you can add to it kind of thing. So, or I'll like build a scene around it, and I'm hoping to actually have scene builder sets out at some point this year as well. But that's a work in progress for all of my sets. I have so many ideas, guys. I'm super excited, especially for these prints, because I love making these prints on paper and then being able to create with my own patterns. It's so much fun. But that is our card for this week. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. And if you'd like any of these products, please head on over to my Etsy shop and make your digital purchase today. I'll have all the links down in the description below. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend. So until next time, thanks guys. Bye.